Wrestling fans, Fastlane is this Sunday. And I want you to look at the card up and down. We have this Sunday at Fastlane, Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens for the WWE Championship. We have Shane McMahon and The Miz taking on the Usos for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship. Charlotte versus Becky. If Becky wins, wrestling fans, then she will be added to the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. Bayley and Sasha Banks, the Boston Hug Connection, taking on the irresistible foursome of Tamina Snuka and Nia Jax. All that plus so much more happening this Sunday at Fastlane. And when you really look at the card, this is a show that could be scrapped. Some of you might say, why? Why would you scrap Fastlane? Quite frankly, this show could be replaced with one big, awesome, super SmackDown and WWE loading up a Monday Night Raw. It could be replaced with that. An awesome, stacked week of WWE television. Simple as that. Instead, we are getting Fastlane on our way to WrestleMania because WWE has to have a pay-per-view in March. And when you really look at it, wrestling fans, WWE really has not built to Fastlane. There has not been any true build to Fastlane. Everything that they have built up towards this pay-per-view has been built towards WrestleMania 35. Look at Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Ronda Rousey. We're going to start with that first, wrestling fans. That is one of the hottest, if not the hottest, rivalries in the WWE today. Becky Lynch and Charlotte taking on each other one-on-one. And if Becky Lynch beats Charlotte, it is a triple threat match at WrestleMania. I think it is pretty clear that Becky Lynch will beat Charlotte at Fastlane. Becky Lynch is one of the hottest things on WWE television today. Becky Lynch is one of the reasons why the wrestling fans tune in on a weekly basis. The man. If WWE does not put Becky Lynch in the main event of WrestleMania, it would be a grave mistake. But I don't think they're that foolish. I really don't. Now, the build to this has been pretty intriguing. Becky Lynch being the underdog, so to speak. Becky Lynch being the true only babyface in this rivalry. The only babyface in this rivalry. Ronda Rousey turned heel this past week. Charlotte is a full-blown heel throughout this entire thing, and she's doing that beautifully. Both of them attacked Becky Lynch this past week on Raw and SmackDown. It is a really good storyline going into WrestleMania, but Becky Lynch will be victorious at Fastlane. Okay, wrestling fans? And as far as I'm concerned, this should be over the WWE Championship. This should be over any of the other matches. Now, I, for one, am big on WWE Championship and those main championships getting the top bill. But as of right now, with what the WWE Championship has been offering us going into Fastlane, it doesn't need the main event. Becky and Charlotte needs that main event spot. That's just my perspective. Let me know what you're thinking about that in the comments below, amongst everything else in the comments below. Now, moving on, I want to get the kickoff show out of the way. Okay, wrestling fans? The kickoff show, we are going to see Andrade taking on Rey Mysterio. To coin Gorilla Monsoon, what a miscarriage of justice. And that is exactly what it is. A miscarriage of justice. Now, I understand to some degree WWE's logic here. A fresh, hot matchup to get the WWE Universe involved on the pre-show. The ones watching on Facebook, YouTube, the network, trying to get them hooked in, trying to get them to subscribe to the network. But WWE, how dumb can you be? You had a rivalry that was hot. You had a rivalry that the fans was enjoying. You had a rivalry that honestly, as far as I could tell, was making Andrade happy, was making Mysterio happy, and aren't those two superstars that you need to be making happy right now? Especially with the so-called, as everybody in the wrestling community on YouTube and all this stuff has been talking about, the AEW effect. Well, if that's the case, shouldn't you make those two superstars happy? And putting them on the pre-show is not making them happy. Period. Bar none. Andrade will go over here. He's not going to lose to Rey Mysterio. It will be a great contest. I mean, WWE, these guys were having good contests. Then they went and they were having a break and they were having, some storylines where Andrade was beating up Rey Mysterio, costing matches, interrupting matches, things of that nature. And then what happens? Diluted to the pre-show. Gag. Moving on. We have the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship on the line as the Usos taking on The Miz and Shane McMahon, the best tag team in the world. This match means nothing. This match means that we are going to see The Miz finally turn on Shane O'Mac. You know, throughout this entire rivalry, throughout this entire storyline, we have been getting the tease that his father is not proud of The Miz. The Miz's father thinks The Miz sucks. That is the tease that we have been getting. That is a storyline we have been getting about The Miz and his dad. And that Shane kind of fixed that to some degree. What's going to happen this Sunday? I think it is pretty clear. We're going to see a skull-crushing finale to Shane McMahon. And we're going to see Miz and his dad with their hands held high, raised in the air. I think that's a guaranteed. Because it's going to be Shane versus The Miz at WrestleMania 35. Is that the match that we want to see of Shane and The Miz? Of course not. But that's what we're getting. I mean, that's what we're getting. Who is the best in the world? It's neither of those two, but yeah. That's probably some stupid storyline, stupid spin WWE's going to pull around it. Anyway, wrestling fans, let's move on to the Raw Tag Team Championships in the WWE. This, I have a hard time caring about. Why? Because the Revival have been treated like crap. I think everybody would agree with me on that one. The Revival have been treated like dirt on someone's shoe. The Revival, you know, are defending the Tag Team Championship this Sunday against Aleister Black, Ricochet, and the team of Chad Gable and Bobby Roode. Now, on house shows, the Revival have been facing Chad Gable and Bobby Roode. At least they did on the house show they were at in Jonesboro. However, for the majority of the time that the WWE has put the Revival on Monday Night Raw, they have lost, they have gotten the crap beat out of them, and they have not gotten an entrance. Tells me they got the titles put on them so they would shut up. You want the Raw Tag Team Championships? Okay, now shut up. You want to be featured on Monday Night Raw? Okay, here's the titles. Now shut up. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I could care less if they keep the titles. If they're going to continue to get treated like this, like they have been. If they win and they get treated better, by all means, let them continue on with their title run. If not, have title change Sunday. I don't care what tag team it is. I really don't. That's just my opinion. Now, moving on to the WWE Championship. We have Daniel Bryan taking on Kevin Owens. The biggest thing that needs to come out of this is Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston. Okay. Kevin Owens is not walking out the victor on this matchup. He is not walking out victorious. We know this. Okay. Daniel Bryan, the planet's champion, will walk into WrestleMania 35 still the WWE champion. So the question is, how is D. Bryan going to retain at Fastlane? He's not going to retain by 1, 2, 3. I don't see that happening. Kofi Kingston needs to show some type of aggression. Kofi Kingston needs to take his pancakes, needs to take all this stuff that's making him all happy and joyous and all that crap and toss it out the window. Come down there and interfere in the WWE Championship matchup. Come down there and get angry in the WWE Championship matchup. Cause a disqualification. Fans will love it. They will love it. Why? It is somebody every single wrestling fan out there right now that watches wrestling on a regular basis is behind. They want Kofi Mania, hashtag Kofi Mania, to run wild all over WrestleMania 35 and get that WWE Championship matchup. Don't be all happy, jolly, go lucky. Show Daniel Bryan and Kevin Owens and Kevin Dunn and Vince McMahon that you mean business. Interfere. Let them have a good matchup and cause that DQ. That's what I'm predicting. That's what I want to happen. All that will set up WrestleMania 35. Plus you have Mustafa Ali to think about too. He holds victories over Daniel Bryan. Fatal 4-ways are coming. Let's enjoy this ride. Now, on to Mandy Rose and Asuka. Asuka needs to lose this contest. Asuka needs to drop the Women's Championship on SmackDown Live. There is no reason why Asuka should hold the title right now. None. I know unpopular for me to say that on YouTube. I don't care. I don't. Asuka, the Empress of Tomorrow, is being treated like garbage in the WWE, is being treated like an afterthought in the WWE. Mandy Rose is being treated better than Asuka. Since she's being treated better than Asuka, put the strap on Asuka. Put the strap on Mandy Rose. Simple as that. Mandy Rose, new women's champion on SmackDown Live. They're not going to combine the championships in the WWE as far as the women's division. I don't see that happening at WrestleMania. So you might as well change the titles. Give us some reason to remember Fastlane. Fastlane has always been one of these pay-per-views that has been meaningless, useless, worthless, a stop on the way to WrestleMania that nobody remembers. Give us a reason to remember it. Seriously. And finally, The Shield. Roman Reigns returns to in-ring competition, teams up with Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose to take on Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre. Okay. I would like to care more about this match. I really would like to care more about this match. Now, with me saying that does not mean I am looking at the Shield versus these three superstars and saying it's just a piece of garbage. That's not what I'm saying. Because with Roman Reigns coming back, and since he had leukemia and all this stuff, there's a few things about the Shield being back that is a good thing. Number one, he had leukemia. You put the Shield back together, he can sit on the turnbuckle. Dean Ambrose can take some of the punishment. Seth Rollins can take some of the punishment. Roman Reigns can stand out there and not take most of the punishment. Now, I mean, when the Shield was together most of the other times, I do realize that's what usually happened. But that will happen 10 times as much this time because he had leukemia. Because he's in remission. You watch. And that's a good thing. And if anybody gripes, moans, groans, and complains, you have serious issues. Serious. 2. Dean Ambrose. Now, everybody knows by now that according to WWE.com, according to numerous other wrestling websites, Dean Ambrose is out of here come April. Well, if he's gone come April, you cannot ask for a more perfect send-off than what he's getting this Sunday. The Shield back together. One last time. Because, after Fastlane, Seth Rollins is off. To hopefully, and I am crossing my fingers on this, slay the Beast again. Somebody slaying the Beast. Take that Universal Championship off Brock Lesnar. Keep it off Brock Lesnar. And if Brock Lesnar stays in the WWE, that's great. That's grand. That's fantastic because I want him to be in the WWE, just not with that stinking title around his waist. Because I don't care what anybody says, the title being around his waist makes it useless. He's not on TV enough to do anything with it. This is not UFC. All right, Vinnie Mac. But that's for another day. The Shield will be victorious. But I have a hard time caring about it. Because how many times do we have to see this rinse and repeat storyline? But the two things I laid out for you are the positives that will come out of it. If Dean Ambrose is on his way out, he's having a good send-off with it. And if you fans gripe, moan, groan, and complain about what they're going to do with the whole Roman Reigns thing, you have serious issues. Period. Point blank. Done. But that's it. I'm getting out of here. I'll talk to you later. Go back and watch anything you missed. And I'll catch you on the other side.